Hello, and welcome to our lesson on risk management. This segment will cover planning risk responses. Part 2. Reducing technical risk. To mitigate technical risk, which encompasses both likelihood and impact, several strategies can be employed. Assemble the best technical team. Utilize mature computer-aided system engineering tools. Provide incentives for the technical team's success. Engage outside specialists for critical reviews and assessments. Conduct extensive tests and evaluations. Tackle risky tasks early in the project to allow time for risk impact reduction. Minimize system complexity. Reducing system complexity is crucial, as increased complexity correlates with higher risk and unpredictability. Minimizing complexity can be achieved by reorganizing and modifying elements in the end item design and project tasks. Incorporating design margins into design goals acts as a safety buffer. A design margin is a quantified value held in reserve and allocated by management. By setting the target design value more rigorously than the requirement, designers create a safety buffer. If the target value is missed by the margin amount, the requirement is still satisfied. Striving for target values stiffer than the requirements helps reduce the risk of not meeting those requirements. Contingency planning involves proactive identification of risks, anticipation of potential events, and preparation of action plans to effectively manage them. While adhering to the initial project plan, risks are continuously monitored during execution. If a risk manifests itself through an undesired outcome or trigger symptom, a contingency plan is activated. Contingency actions can take the form of post hoc remedial actions to compensate for a risk impact, parallel actions alongside the original plan, or preventive measures initiated to mitigate potential risk impact. Multiple contingency plans may be developed based on what-if analyses for various outcome scenarios related to multiple risks. Accepting risk or do nothing. When the impacts of a risk are not severe or fatal, and the estimated cost of avoiding, reducing, or transferring the risk exceeds the benefits, the do-nothing approach may be the most appropriate alternative. However, this response is not suitable for risks with potentially severe consequences. The accept risk strategy is chosen for risks falling into the low consequence region in most cases, except when the impact is potentially catastrophic. In situations where it is impossible to avoid, reduce, or transfer a risk, the risk must be accepted, irrespective of the consequences. Fortunately, such situations are rare. Managing secondary risks. Responding to a risk may inadvertently create new, secondary risks. Before implementing a risk response plan, the project management team should thoroughly assess and identify possible secondary risks. This precaution ensures that the chosen risk response does not introduce additional complications or vulnerabilities to the project. As a result of the plan risk response process, some change requests may arise to the cost and schedule baselines or other elements of the project management plan. These change requests undergo review and disposition through the Perform Integrated Change Control process. Updates to the project management plan, subject to the organization's change control process via change requests, may involve various components, including schedule management plan. Adjustments, such as modifications to resource loading and leveling or updates to the schedule strategy, are integrated. Cost management plan. Changes in the cost management plan, including alterations to cost accounting, tracking, and reports, as well as updates to the budget strategy and contingency reserve utilization. Quality management plan. Incorporation of changes involves adjustments to approaches for meeting requirements, quality management approaches, or quality control processes. Resource management plan. Changes related to resource allocation and updates to the resource strategy are incorporated. Procurement management plan. Modifications, such as alterations in the make or buy decision or changes to contract types, are incorporated. Scope baseline. Adjustments in the scope baseline respond to approved changes in scope resulting from agreed-upon risk responses. Schedule baseline. Changes in the schedule baseline are incorporated in response to approved adjustments in schedule estimates resulting from agreed-upon risk responses. Cost baseline. Adjustments in the cost baseline are incorporated based on approved changes in cost estimates resulting from agreed-upon risk responses. Another outcome of plan risk response process can take the shape of updates and changes to the project documents. These may include assumption log updates, cost forecasts updates, lessons learned register updates, project schedule updates, project team assignments updates. Additionally, updates to the risk register and risk report may encompass agreed-upon response strategies, specific action plans, trigger conditions, budget and schedule activities, contingency plans, fallback plans, residual risks, and secondary risks. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall discuss Implement and Monitor Risk. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.